In today's English lesson, you are going to learn some terms we use when cooking. And today, I am going to try to cook a Turkish dish called menemen for the first time. It should be a pretty simple dish. Hopefully, I won't mess it up, but if you are Turkish or if you know how to make menemen, please let me know in the comments what I did wrong, because I'm sure I am going to do a lot wrong. To make this dish, we need eggs, some sort of bread. I'm using tortillas, they're Mexican. I hope it works. Paprika, a tomato, 2 green peppers, some butter, feta cheese. It's Greek feta cheese. I know it's not perfect. I'm sorry. I just couldn't find the right kind of Turkish cheese in my supermarket. We also need olive oil, but I didn't have any olive oil, so I am going to use avocado oil. If you've never heard of an avocado in English, there is one pictured on the bottle. And I would like to give a shout out to 2 Turkish cooking channels that I watched to try and get ready to make this recipe. The first one is Turkish Food Travel, and the next one is Rafika's Kitchen. Thank you so much. If I mess up, if I really botch this recipe, which is another way to say make a mistake, if I botch it, it's not their fault. Check out their videos on menemen. They're much better than mine. Hey, I'm not a chef. I'm an English teacher, so you're tuning in to this video to learn English, hopefully not learn how to cook. The first thing I should warn you about is I don't have good knife skills. Knife skills are what cooks call how they use a knife. My knife skills are really bad, but we need to chop up these green peppers. Chop up. Did you notice I used a phrasal verb there? You could also say cut up. Okay, so the top of that green pepper is called the stem. I need to get rid of that, so I'm going to try and core the green pepper. It means take out the middle. The core is the middle part. You can actually use core as a verb, so I'm going to do my best to core it without cutting myself. If you know the English word half, that means to split into 2 equal parts, 2 parts that are the exact same size. You can use half as a verb. So I am going to have one of these green peppers. That means split it right down the middle. I did my best to get rid of the seeds and the white part of the pepper. By the way, the white part of the pepper is called the placenta. The other time you might hear placenta in English is when women give birth. And I am using a cutting board and a knife to cut up those green peppers. It's always important to cut away from you when you're cutting. That might be a new phrasal verb for you, cut away from you. Cutting towards yourself could be kind of dangerous. Now that I have my green peppers cut up into slices, thin little pieces, I'm going to start cubing them, which means kind of making them into squares. If you're liking this video, do you mind giving it a like and maybe share it with a friend who's also studying English? With my green peppers all chopped up, I am going to transfer them to a bowl. It'll be a little bit easier to get the green peppers into the pan. Did you notice that verb transfer? Like to move one thing to another thing. I'm gonna transfer the green peppers to a bowl. After I scoop up a few of the green peppers that I dropped, I'll be able to dump the green peppers right into the pan. I halved this recipe because it's only me who is eating it. The recipe was originally for about 4 people, or sometimes we say 4 servings, and I only really need 1 serving, maybe 2 if I really like it. I'm gonna turn the heat on about medium, not too hot, not too cool, and then put in the butter and the avocado oil so we can saute the green peppers. Saute is just another way to say cook in something that's really fatty, like butter or oil. To move those green peppers into the bowl, I use what's called a rubber spatula. Yeah, and I'm using my hands. It's probably not the cleanest thing to do, but it's only me who is going to be eating this recipe. Shh, don't tell anyone, but I really like butter, so I added a little extra than the recipe called for. We'll let that butter melt down and then we'll add our green peppers. I am making menemen, again, a Turkish dish, but you might have heard of shashuka. That's a very similar dish. It's almost the same, but that dish can be found in Algeria or Egypt. And I think the big thing that makes it different from menemen is what we do to the eggs at the end. I'll show you. Now we want to cover all of those green peppers with the butter and oil. While those green peppers are sauteing, what we need to do now is grate the tomato. And this is a grater. And you may have heard of the word grate in English, like, oh, this is a great recipe. I hope it is. It's a great day. It's spelled differently. G-R-A-T-E. We're going to grate the tomatoes with this grater. I halved the tomato and now I'm going to grate it. I've heard you can take the skin off the tomato. That's what we call the outer layer of the tomato, but I'm just going to leave it on because, again, my knife skills are pretty bad. You know, an easy way to make your kitchen smell great? Get some green peppers and saute them in some butter and your kitchen will be smelling good in no time. I got smart and started grating the tomato right into the bowl, and since I already halved the tomato, all I was left with was the skin, so I didn't need to cut the skins off to begin with. Oftentimes when you make a recipe for the first time, you kind of mess up. I'm sure I will get better if this is good and I make it again. I think the green peppers look good. I think they are beginning to soften up. Another phrasal verb for you, just it means to get softer. So soft, soften. Look at soft, we pronounce that T at the end, but we want the green peppers to soften. We don't use the T sound there. Oh no, I don't know if one tomato was enough. The recipes that I've seen, it's a little more red. We'll let that mixture cook up for a few minutes and then we'll add our cheese and our seasonings. When we season something, it means we put in salt and pepper, maybe some spices. The season we are going to use today is paprika. Does that look like the menemen you have seen before? It's starting to boil, which means bubble a little bit, and I think that's good. We don't want it to boil too much though. I'm just going to add a pinch of paprika, and that's literally what it is. Like, you just pinch. You could pinch somebody, that would probably hurt them, but you could pinch paprika and just put in a pinch of it. I'll also add a pinch of salt. I hope it's not too watery. When something has a little too much water in it, we can describe it as watery. The final step, I need to crack a couple eggs into that mixture. This is the part I'm most nervous about because I think I could really mess it up here. That is, if I haven't messed it up already. Thankfully, I didn't get any shell into the mixture. The shell is the white part of the egg, and you definitely don't want to eat that. Now, I've heard I need to be careful not to cook the eggs too much. If this was shashuka, I wouldn't mix the eggs up at all. But since this is minimum, I think I can mix the eggs up right into the mixture. I can't mix it too much because if I do, then we'll have something called scrambled eggs. We don't want that. You see the yellow part of the egg right in the middle? We call that the yolk. I've heard many people will eat this for breakfast in Turkey, but I've also heard you can eat it any time of the day. All right, here's the final product. Looks good, smells good. I've heard many people in Turkey will use some bread to eat this. Hope it's not too hot. Let's scoop some out here, just right from the pan. I don't want to dirty up a plate. Let's see, can I get a little here? Let's give it a try. First time ever trying minimum. Oh, that's good, very good. I taste a little bit of everything, a little bit of the cheese, a little bit of the green peppers, actually a lot of the green peppers, a little bit of the tomato. Maybe next time I'll add a little more cheese, but the egg is nice. I can see why people in Turkey like to eat this for breakfast. Let's get another scoop here. Still hot. So good. Now, I probably messed that up somewhere. Please tell me in the comments where I messed it up. And if you want to learn more cooking terms and see me messing up more food, take a look right up there. That's when I made borscht for the first time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.